Welcome to the Midnight Hour call. Uh, it is now December 21st, 2012. A day that, according to the Mayan calendar, is supposed to bring about the end of the world or a new human enlightenment. Now, uh, according to the 2012 experts, the end of the world isn't supposed to come until apparently 6:11 Eastern Standard Time. So we're still 5 hours away from what they claim is the end of the world as we know it. But that's probably not going to happen. It's already what, 6, 7 a.m. And in parts of the globe, and the end has not happened there yet. So yeah, it's pretty much a wash at this point. The end of the world will not happen today, but that does not mean that the end of the world won't happen eventually, according to Scripture. Um, you see, so we are posting the time of the tribulation, and now, according to Jesus, in Matthew chapter 24, we are in the beginning of sorrows. Let me read to you what is the beginning of sorrows. It's in Matthew chapter 24. And Jesus says this. Now, first of all, his disciples, they're in the Mount of Olives. And that's why they call Matthew 24 the Olivet Discourse, because he's basically in the Mount of Olives saying what the end is going to be like. So the disciples are asking him what is going to be happening in the end. And Jesus first said that the temple, the second temple, is going to be destroyed so badly that there will not be left one stone upon another. Now, we saw some years later that the Romans destroyed the second temple. And exactly like Jesus said, I mean, there was not one stone left upon another. It was pretty much utterly destroyed by the Romans years after Jesus prophesied it. So he's saying that, he knows what's going to happen. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He knows what's going to happen. He knows what happened in the beginning, and he knows what's going to happen in the end. Okay. And he starts to say, and the disciples ask him again, when shall these things be? What will be the signs of your second coming and at the end of the world? Jesus answered, take heed that no one deceives you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And we've seen many of this. Many people claiming that they are Jesus Christ, or the second coming of Jesus Christ, or I don't know. The most recent one was this guy in Mexico earlier this year that said he was Jesus Christ, and apparently he was predicting that on Sunday, I think it was June or July, I don't remember, that he and his followers were wanting to go to heaven, and everyone else was going to hell. Obviously, that they did not happen. So he's definitely not Jesus. He also says, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. This verse really jumped out at me. I was reading this a couple days ago, because you're seeing all these predictions about the end of the world. You're seeing all these hurricane storms and wars and rumors of wars. You're seeing rumors of wars between Iran and Israel. all in China and Japan now, and North Korea and South Korea as always. Um, and all these other wars, many wars, the Syrian Civil War, and even America and Iran rumors are spreading. But he says that the end isn't yet. He's basically saying to us that even though all these things, the world may be collapsing around you, and all these wars are starting, and all these things are happening, there's still a lot more that has to happen, that has to come to pass before he can return. He's saying, hold on now. Yes, it may seem like the world is crumbling around you. It may seem like things are getting horrible. Excuse me. But it's not yet. There's still prophecy that needs to be fulfilled. There's still stuff that needs to happen, basically. He's saying the end is not yet. For nations shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and we've seen that. The earthquakes in diverse places, and we've seen that. The 5.8 earthquake that hit the East Coast last year. We've seen a lot of quakes that don't usually hit in places that you would expect it to be hit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the earthquakes are hitting, some of them, right off, are hitting in places that you normally wouldn't expect to be an earthquake zone, like last year. The East Coast, typically isn't. You don't usually see large earthquakes. We get small earthquakes here, but not 5.8 magnitude earthquakes. So that came as a surprise last year when it did hit. But it was the strongest earthquake that hit in a while since the 1800s. So large earthquakes like that are kind of rare here. And he says all these are the inner sorrows. So he's saying when you see all this, when you see earthquakes, megaquakes, and you see wars and rumors of wars, when you see nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and you see famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places, then you are in the beginning of sorrows. He doesn't say this is the end of the world. He just says that we're in the season, basically, for his return. And he also says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. He's talking about us. And he's also talking about the tribulation. They only see the start of persecution against Christians and Jews. There's going to be a lot of it in the tribulation. According to in Revelation, it says that those who reject the Antichrist, reject his mark, can't buy or sell anything, and if they get caught, they get cut. Their heads get cut off. It's going to be that bad. It's only starting to get that bad. It's really going to get bad after the rapture, and especially in the tribulation. I do believe that in the tribulation, Bibles will be banned. It's going to get that bad. I believe if you're part with the Bible in the tribulation, that they're going to send you off to some FEMA camp. Or if it's not a FEMA camp, some re-education camp. Or a pusher camp. That's how bad it's going to get. Jesus also says that many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. We've seen that definitely. False prophets. I'm not going to name names. I'm not naming names. But we've definitely seen that false prophets are deceiving many with their. I'm not going to name names. But there are other false prophets that are deceiving many with their diabolism of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And because of iniquity, the love of many sorry. So what's cold? Iniquities means grave sins, horrible sins. That's what iniquity means, and we've seen that in Sandy elementary school. Who in the right mind decides to kill 20 kids? Who in the right mind decides to kill 20 kids? Well, he wasn't in his right mind, obviously. I mean, who in the right mind kills anyone? Except, self-defense. I get that. But this randomly kill someone, life's sacred. Jesus also said the level of money civilized forward. Meaning that if I didn't what cold, did cold. And he continues to say that he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. If you can endure to the end, like if you endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Verse 14, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world and to the four winds and to all nations and then side and come. So he's saying after everyone gets a chance to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ, then the end will come. Okay. And last I heard, the gospel has reached over 90%. So it's I think 95%. So it's almost there. Everyone that will get a chance to accept Jesus Christ today. The question is, are you going to accept him, or are you going to do that? That would be an outlook order. You don't have to do any good works. That's not what for her to be anyway. All you have to do is accept Jesus Christ in your heart and follow his way. That's it. I mean, it's not easy like that. I mean, it's simple. Everyone gets a chance to either accept Jesus Christ or accept Jesus Christ before he died. If you accept him, then you're pretty much putting yourself into hell. And God doesn't send someone to hell. That's a popular misconception. And by rejecting his offer of salvation, you put yourself to hell. If you die without Jesus Christ as your Savior. And God doesn't put anyone to hell. God is long suffering plus what? He wishes that no one suffers. That's why he gave his own son. So that everyone have a chance to be saved. You would have then verse 15, this is in the tribulation. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet and in the Holy Place. And this is I guess a kind of fast forward motion here. The abomination of desolation according to Moses will happen in the midpoint of the tribulation, in the middle of the tribulation. According to Bible study and research, in the middle of the tribulation. Abomination of desolation basically is when the Antichrist will stand in the third temple that will be built in Jerusalem. In the temple of my grounds. I don't know if the mosque there is a mosque there. I don't know if that can be destroyed or if they want to share the ground. I don't know. That's all I've got. The abomination of desolation is when the Antichrist is in the third temple and he declares that he is God. The Antichrist is basically Satan the doppelganger. Yeah, it's gonna be a horrible thing. Okay. Uh, the middle of tribulation will also be the end of the two witnesses. Two witnesses basically are God's last warning, to be saved, and you know, and the two witnesses are going to be preaching and teaching. They're going to be in Jerusalem, but I think the whole first half of the tribulation. Well, second half, if you believe that they're going to be in the second half. But they're going to be for one half of the tribulation at least. And at the end of their ministry, I would say, this will be 2.5 years. In the middle of the tribulation, or if you believe that they're going to be in the second half of the tribulation, it will be the time of Jesus Christ's return. They're going to be personally killed by Antichrist. Now, Revelation says that their bodies will be laid for 3 days, and then God will resurrect them and bring them up into heaven. And there's been a lot of speculation who the two witnesses will be. Some say this is going to be Moses and Enoch. Some say that it will be Enoch and Elijah, because if you remember in Genesis, Enoch was corrupted by God. Enoch never died. And also, in the Bible, Elijah was sent up to heaven on a chariot, and Elijah never died. Moses is probably not going to be the two witnesses because he died. So some say it'd be those two, some say it'd be someone else. That's all speculation. I probably won't know the real happiness. Jesus is saying, when you see the desolation, Jesus is warning the people who will be around in this place. When you see the abomination of desolation, get the heck out of there, is what Jesus is saying. Flee into the mountains. Don't go back. Flee into the mountains. Don't go back to your house with him. He's saying, go to the mountains. Flee from the Antichrist. After abomination and desolation, it's going to be tribulation. Tribulation is split into two halves. First half of tribulation is going to be the first judgment, and the Antichrist will be revealed, and the false prophet will be revealed. The second half of the tribulation is the time of negative trouble, or the great tribulation. That's when things really start getting really bad. Hailstones, hailstones. It's going to be really bad in the big tribulation, the last 2.5 years. Some say the great tribulation is the whole 7 years. I seem to think that the great tribulation will be the last 2.5 years. But that's all open to interpretation. The great tribulation is going to be so bad that if Jesus doesn't intervene, that no one is going to survive. No one. If Jesus doesn't intervene at the right time, at the right place, no one will survive it. That's how bad it's going to be. But of course he will. It also says during that time it's going to be false Christ, false prophets. That's so great signs and wonders. Okay. Great false Christ, produced by Satan, going to deceive many people in tribulations. So, in case you silver, the any beginning sorrows now. Then comes the rapture. Okay. Now, when the rapture is going to be such off, but I'm thinking that the rapture will be before the tribulation. So, we're in the beginning sorrows now. Then the rapture comes. Then the tribulation starts when the Antichrist signs a peace treaty with Israel, and it will include the building of their temple. Now, like I said before, I don't know. It's going to be on the Temple Mount ground, and All the preparations is already done. They already have the parts of the third temple. They have the heifer, they have the animals, they have the priest. All they need is just the ghost on it. They're ready to go. Um, I don't know if the third temple is going to share space with the moth they have, or if moth is going to be destroyed and the third temple is going to take its place. I don't know. That's up to speculation and interpretation. So after the tribulation starts, then the judgment starts, and it's going to be 21 judgments in the tribulation. 21 judgments from God in the tribulation. They all split up. The worst will come in the last 2.5 years. Okay, and the tribulation split into half, just 2.5 years. First 2.5 years, and the last 2.5 years. The last 2.5 years is part of tribulation. The name's always we're in it now. Then the rapture is Sunday. Then after that, there's gonna be a period of time between the rapture and the tribulation. I don't know what, maybe a month, a year, weeks. Then after the tribulation, then God's judgment will start, and then the Antichrist will start ruling over the earth. And there's going to be some wars, like the God Makeout War, between Russia and most of the Middle East against Israel. It's also going to be after 17, when the masses will be destroyed. After that one, in that word. You have the Psalm 83 war, where it's between Israel and Egypt and some other smaller countries. So there's gonna be some wars between that, and God may maybe World War III, of course, the battle. And so that's what I have to do. Wars here. Well, not literal, but there's gonna be some big wars. In the tribulation, we don't know whether the wars will be outside of the tribulation or inside of the tribulation. Well, you know that it's going to happen because Bible prophecy has never been incorrect. The Bible is infallible. Every single Bible prophecy so far up to this point has come to pass, including the Old Testament prophecies of Jesus Christ. Every single one of them Jesus fulfilled. Okay. So we know that the Bible is infallible. The Bible prophecy is correct. It will be correct because it's the inspired word of God. It's the only true word of God we have to us. And so, Matthew 24, Jesus says, after the tribulation, there's going to be a horrible war called Armageddon. Of course, it's been popularized in the media and on TV, radio, and Armageddon is basically one of all the world's armies go to war. You see that, and then Jesus has to intervene. That's when Jesus comes back. Okay. Jesus says in Matthew 24:29, immediately after the tribulation of the sun darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. So you know something about something big is like the war. The sun is going to be darkened. The moon's not going to be there. It's not going to give her light anyway. The stars will fall from heaven. The powers of the heavens will be set. So you know something big is about to happen when all those things happen. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man, Jesus Christ, coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of trumpet. And they shall gather together his and left them 4 witnesses from one end of heaven to the other. So that's basically what Jesus said about. Okay. Now, it's not gonna happen like that. It's gonna take a period of about years to happen. It's not gonna happen like some people think it's gonna happen like in a blink of an eye and boom, it was gone. No, it's gonna take a period of years. It's gonna take a period of years at least. Because there's a lot of loose ends that need to be tied. Okay. And Satan is making his push now. Satan's goal is to bring as many people to hell with him as he can. Satan's plan is to corrupt God's plan for us, humanity. That is what Satan knows his time is short. Satan knows that when Jesus comes back, it's game over for him, basically. He only tries to start war against Jesus, but it's not gonna last very long. Because Jesus is facing, when Jesus comes back, it's into the man who died on the cross. He's the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. He's the King of Glory. And so Satan knows that his time is short, and Satan wants as many company with him in hell as he can. Satan wants as many people in hell as he possibly can. That's his goal. Okay, when Jesus was elected, he knew right then that he lost. So now his goal is to corrupt God's plan as much as possible. Hell wasn't intended for people. Hell was intended for Satan and his demons. Okay. But Satan corrupted them. And so now, without Jesus, people will go there for eternity. And that's what Jesus gave up his only son. Remember, God doesn't want to see people go to hell. God wants everyone to have a chance to be with him for eternity. God is a long-suffering God. He wants no one to perish, but all to come to repentance. It's obvious. But Satan doesn't want that. Satan's ultimate goal is to corrupt God's plan as much as he can. It started with Adam and Eve at the Garden of Eden. It started with trying to pollute Jesus' bloodline so that when he was born, he couldn't be saved. It started with trying to kill Jesus after he was born. If you read the Bible close enough, you will see that Satan has been trying to, all the Old and New Testament, trying to corrupt God's plan. But God is always one step ahead. That's what I want to see. God is always one step ahead of Satan. Okay. And I'm out of time. Wow, that's a lot of that. Thank you for listening to my long video. If you have any questions about salvation, email me at lrz@gmail.com. Also, if you want to be saved, you can email me. Thank God that the world will not end December 21st.